Now, he's been writing and starring in hit comedy shows for nearly 4 decades. He's a filmmaker, actor, best-selling author, and he has an asteroid and a lemur named after him. He's 1/5 of Monty Python, and he went on to co-create one of Britain's greatest television programmes of all time. That's Fawlty Towers, the sitcom. And it celebrates its 30th anniversary this year with 2 special documentaries this weekend. Will you please welcome Mr. John Cleese? John, welcome. Absolutely welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Paul.
Would you like to have a go on the rowing machine?
Oh, my God, that's exactly where I should be. I haven't taken exercise for about a month and I'm as fat as a pig.
You are not fat as a pig. You're not.
No, I'm not.
When you're tall and put your shoulders back, it hides a multitude of sins.
Well, that's what I have to start doing. I have to find a nice gym somewhere in Covent Garden where I'm staying at the moment.
But it's when you get these personal trainers, no offence to personal trainers, who bark in your ear.
Oh, go on, offend them. It's much more fun.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is. Why are you such bullies? And you pay a fortune for person, and they shout in your ear, "Come on, another 10!" And I think, I'm just going to chin him in a minute.
Well, they're Nazis. They're all Nazis.
They are.
Yeah, Nazis.
Well, Fawlty Towers, I had no idea that when you first did it, the BBC weren't keen.
Well, that's not quite true. What happened was we wrote the first script. Connie and I wrote the first script, and we sent it in to the guy who was in charge of light entertainment. It was a lovely fellow called Jimmy Gilbert. He'd produced the Frost Reports that I'd done with Ronnie Barker and Ronnie Corbett right at the start of my career. And the guy who was in charge of giving an opinion on scripts wrote this opinion, and what he said about, he said, I read the first episode of this series set in a hotel, Fawlty Towers, by John Cleese, and he said, I have to say that the characters are stereotyped, and the situation's completely cliched, and I cannot see this as being anything other than a complete disaster.
How long did he last?
Yeah.
I mean,
they shot him the next week. But it's true, you know. But and I've actually got the note, Paul. I've actually got it framed on my wall.
I was going to say, you should frame that.
It encourages you. Because what I've discovered in this business is that if you do something that's a bit original, nobody gets it at the start. I mean, nobody really liked Monty Python when it started. The head of the BBC Light Entertainment, whose name was Tom Sloat, bumped into the director, Ian McNaughton, in the lift and said, I don't like it, it's complete rubbish. What's it about? This is the guy, it was his show, you know.
And it's just, you know what, remember Upstairs and Downstairs?
Yes.
When they did that, they said, oh, this is rubbish, we're going to scrap this.
Is that right?
Yeah, seriously.
And when we did the best Python film, was Life of Brian. I love the Life of Brian.
He's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy. I love that movie.
Well, we couldn't get anybody to put the money up for it. The only reason that movie was made is that dear George Harrison read the script.
Really?
And he said, I'll put up the money.
Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad. And his partner said, why do you want to put it up? He said, I want to see the movie. Isn't that great? But so when you've actually had this experience of handing people what you suspect are quite good scripts, and they say no good at all, same Fish Called Wanda. Every studio in Hollywood turned it down except for MGM. All the others didn't want to do it. So what you realise, Paul, when you get to my great age, is that almost nobody knows what they're talking about.
I remember that. I've often thought that.
Well, it's true, actually.
It is true.
Yeah. Very, very few people have any idea what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And most people have no idea at all.
Especially when it comes to comedy. You know, they go, oh, no, it doesn't make
you
me
can't
laugh.
tell. Well, even if you've been doing comedy for as long as I have, which is a very long time, you still find that you don't know, really. You have a suspicion this is going to be funny, but you don't know if it's going to be really funny or not very funny, but just a little bit funny. Like when we were doing Fish Called Wanda, when I saw the rushes, you know, at the end, the next day, when you go and see what you shot the previous day, and Michael Palin had those chips off his nose, you know, and the apple in his mouth, I said that is the funniest thing I've ever been associated with in my life, and I'm so proud to be part of it. And when we started editing it together, the audience didn't like it very much.
Oh, it's their loss.
And we had to keep editing it down and changing it. And the audience was not laughing. They were kind of going, ooh, ooh, ooh. And we said we had focus groups. We said, why are people not laughing at that? They said, we're worried that Michael Palin can't breathe. Really? What do you mean he can't breathe? He's an actor. At the end of each take, you pull
Takes
the
the
chips
apple
out of his nose, and he breathes. And they say, yes, but we're worried he can't breathe. And I said, well, why does that matter so much? Well, he's so nice, because Michael Pennon is so nice. He's so nice. They say, wait a minute. He may be nice, but he's just spent the last hour of the movie trying to kill an old woman. Right? And they say, oh, yeah, that's true, but... Well, she wasn't a very nice old woman. So you cannot figure out, whereas when Jamie started writhing around on the rope when I was doing the Russian, they just love that. We had to double the length of the scene. So you have some idea about whether it's funny at all, but you really don't know how funny it is until you get in front of an audience.
Can I ask you, who did you base Basil on? I've often wondered this.
Oh, this is a guy who actually ran a hotel.
Oh, really? So he existed?
Yes, there's a hotel in Torquay called Gleneagles, and we went... The Pythons stayed there in 1970, I think it was. And it was extraordinary, because this little guy, he was little, of course, because all the difficult people are little, as you know. Men.
Have you seen Bert John over there?
Is he tiny?
He's like a hobbit. Seriously. He could be one of the borrowers, honestly.
He'll finish up as a dictator.
He will. Give him 5 minutes, he'll invade Poland. We have to keep an eye on him. We really do.
What was I talking about?
The guy in Gleneagles.
So he's walking around, you see, he's walking around at dinner time, and Terry Gilliam, who's our American, he's done what Americans do, which is he cuts the meat like this, they put the knife down, they pick the fork up, and then they spear it.
Yeah.
You see, and he's walking by, and he goes... He looks at him, he says to Terry, we don't eat like that in this country. And the next day, I went up to him at reception, and I noticed he'd sit at reception, staring into space. And the moment he saw a guest coming, because he hated guests, because he knew that he could run the place properly if it wasn't for the guests. He saw me coming and he immediately pretended to be very, very busy. And I walk up, I'm this far away from him, the other side of the desk, like this, and he's pretending he's busy, and then I say to him, excuse me, he says, oh, what? I said, could you call me a taxi? He said, call you a taxi? I said, well, I want to go down to the... He said, yes, fine. Well, why don't you go and lie down on the sofa over there and put your feet up, and I'll call you a cab. And when they actually, 10 years later, when the show was quite well known, and I actually told a Daily Mail journalist that it was based upon Gleneagles Hotel, because I kept it a secret up to then, they tracked him down to his holiday home in Miami, and he wouldn't speak to them, but they showed 2 episodes to his daughter, and she said, that's Dad.
To a T. Were you drawn to this guy like a moth to a flame? Did he appeal to you?
Well, not really. I mean, all the other Pythons moved out.
Did you stay?
The service was so terrible. I mean, the first day, Eric Idle left his briefcase by the front door when he went off filming, and when he came back, he went up to Mr. Sinclair, who was by the desk, said, excuse me, oh, what is it now? He said, well, I left my briefcase. And he said, yes, it's over there. And Eric said, where? And he said, through the door, the other side of the swimming pool. It's the far side of the big white wall. Eric said, well, excuse me, what? He said, well, why did you put it there? He said, we thought it might be a bomb. And then a classic line, when Eric said, a bomb? He said, we've had a lot of staff problems recently.
Is that how the staff got remembered? I'd like to have met him. Seriously, sounds right up my street.